All right, everybody, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Ready when you are.
Perfect. Today, we're tackling something that's pretty fundamental to, well, being alive. We're talking metabolism.
Ah, yes, the classic.
Right. It's one of those terms we hear all the time. But do we really know what it means? One of our listeners certainly wants to know more.
Always a good thing.
Absolutely. They sent us this YouTube video titled Metabolism Definition. Super simple. Straight to the point.
Sounds promising.
Right. It's from the channel Metabolism Made Easy. So let's see if they live up to their name.
All right. I'm intrigued.
Me too.
Yeah.
When I hear metabolism, I usually think about, how fast my body burns calories.
Yeah, I think that's the common misconception.
Totally. But I have a feeling it's way more complicated than that.
Oh, it is. Much more. Metabolism is really the sum of all the chemical processes happening in your body in every single cell. It's how you take the stuff you eat, break it down, and turn it into usable energy.
Wow. So it's not just about burning calories, it's about using those calories too.
Precisely. Using that energy to build and repair, keep everything running smoothly, essential for life, basically.
So it's like this constant cycle of breaking things down and building things up.
You got it. And the video actually breaks it down into two main processes: catabolism and anabolism.
Okay, now those are some words that always trip me up. Which one is which again?
Haha, no worries. I think it helps to think of it like this. Catabolism. That's the breaking down part. Think of it like a demolition crew.
Okay, I like that visual.
They take those big, complex molecules, like the food you eat, and break them down into smaller pieces. And this releases energy.
Ah, so that's where we get our energy from.
Exactly. And that energy, it gets stored in these tiny little molecules called ATP.
ATP, okay, that one I've heard of.
Right. It's like the energy currency of your cells. It powers all those cellular processes we were talking about.
Cool. So catabolism is all about breaking things down and releasing energy as ATP. What about anabolism then?
All right. So if catabolism is the demolition crew, anabolism is the construction crew. They use that ATP energy, the one we just talked about, to build new stuff.
New stuff like what?
Like, well, everything. Cells, tissues, hormones, all those essential building blocks of your body. Think of it like they're constructing all the buildings in your body's city.
So like when I eat a protein bar after a workout, it's not just the protein magically turning into muscle.
Exactly. That's where anabolism comes in. It takes those protein building blocks from your snack and, using that ATP energy from catabolism, assembles them into new muscle tissue.
Wow. I never really thought about it like that before.
It's pretty remarkable when you think about it.
It is. Now, the video also mentioned something called macromolecules. What are those exactly? I always kind of glossed over that term.
All right, well, think of macromolecules as the raw materials for all this construction and demolition going on in your body. They're like the steel, the concrete, the bricks, everything.
Okay, that makes sense.
There are four main types: proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, which are fats, and nucleic acids, like DNA, for example.
Oh, so both catabolism and anabolism, they're constantly interacting with these macromolecules, breaking them down, building them up, depending on what your body needs.
That's it. It's like this ongoing cycle of renovation in every single cell.
Wow. Okay, so we've got this super intricate system going on inside us. But I'm curious, what about when things go wrong? Like when people talk about having a slow metabolism, what does that even mean?
Yeah, it's not like your metabolism just decides to take a break, right? It's usually a sign that something's off balance, like with the hormones that regulate all these processes.
So it's not just about willpower or eating less.
Not really, no. It's about how efficiently your body is using the energy it gets from food. And that can be influenced by a lot of factors.
Factors like what?
Well, things like age, genetics, stress levels, and even your gut microbiome. It's all connected.
The gut microbiome. So what I eat can actually affect how well my metabolism works.
Big time. Certain foods can help support a healthy gut microbiome, which in turn can positively impact your metabolism.
So it's not just about calories in, calories out. It's much more nuanced than that.
Absolutely. And, one organ that plays a huge role in all of this is the liver.
Oh, the liver. I always think about it filtering toxins.
It does that too, but it's also a major player in metabolism. Think of it like the control center. It helps process the nutrients you eat, store energy, and regulate blood sugar.
Wow. So maybe those late-night cookie binges aren't doing my liver any favors.
Probably not. But you know what? You're already ahead of the game just by being aware of all this.
True. So I guess the takeaway here is that metabolism is this incredibly complex and dynamic process.
Mhm.
It's constantly working to keep us alive and functioning. And we can actually influence it through things like diet, exercise, and even managing our stress levels.
Exactly. And that's what's so fascinating about it. We have more control than we think.
This has been a really enlightening deep dive.
Mhm.
So, to wrap things up, I think the big question for our listeners is, what can we do to support our metabolism and keep it running smoothly? What steps can we take to optimize this amazing system?
Such a good question, and one I encourage everyone to explore. After all, a healthy metabolism is at the heart of a healthy life.
Well said. All right, everybody, that's a wrap for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time.